Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Phil Morrison, and I'm a confidence coach for men and women with social anxiety. So I take guys and girls out into social groups and I mentor them in situ in the social group on improving their confidence, social skills, and forming connections. This video is on why getting told no, why being turned down, being rejected is actually beneficial for you, whether it's in the context of business, relationships. It's actually it's really healthy, and it helps you to achieve further and further success, providing that you have the winning mindset. So the first great thing about being told no is that it keeps you sharp and makes you even sharper. So if you just get told yes all the time and everything's really easy, plain sailing, then you become complacent. You drop your levels, you stop being so sharp, so on the ball, and you start to slide down. And you can, an example of this that you can bring to mind would be in sport. So for example, if a football team wins the league, it's very hard to keep the title the next year because complacency kicks in. In the same way, if a boxer wins a title, keeping that title, holding that title is a completely different battle. So having that challenge in life, that thing you're overcoming, that battle, it actually keeps you sharp. It's like someone that is conditioned and trained versus someone that's rusty and untrained. Someone that's fight ready versus someone that isn't fight ready. So if you take the no's in the right way, one of the benefits is that it keeps you really sharp. Stops you getting complacent. Another benefit is it crushes the ego. So it keeps the ego at bay, stops you getting too cocky, stops you thinking that everything in life is really easy. So you come across much better, you're humanized, and it puts things into perspective and makes you realize that the world's a much bigger place than you. There's so many people, and really we're just a drop in the ocean as individuals. And it's really easy to fall into the delusion that we're so important. And when you fall into this delusion, it makes you come across less well, even though it's easy to fall into it because the ego is super addictive and super tempting. It's much healthier to not fall into it, to not be so self-indulgent, and to think bigger than yourself. So getting told no keeps the ego at bay and helps you get back in touch with the big picture in your life. Another great benefit of being told no in, say, one area of life is that it keeps you sharp in other areas as well. So for example, if you're a guy and you're looking to find a nice girlfriend and you ask some girls out and you get told no, that keeps you sharp and it makes you hungry for success in other areas of life beyond your romantic relationships. For example, your career. So you really have that different attitude of taking action and moving forwards because you realize that you have to. You've got no choice but to take action and keep moving forwards. So when you're going through a rough time and you're hearing lots of no's in one area of life, know that this makes you sharper and therefore more successful in other areas. But the key is to have the winning mindset, the champion's mindset. So if someone has a defeatist mindset, no's can be crippling. So, for example, if you'd gone for a string of job interviews and been told no, you might think, what's the point in trying? I'm never going to get the job. And then you would self-sabotage to protect yourself from the no, because you're afraid of doing your best and being told no, so you actually don't do your best. You put on a half-assed job, so that you've always got that ego excuse that, well, if I'd really tried, the outcome might have been different. But you feel so much better about yourself when you really go for it and you play to win, rather than try to protect yourself from the effects of an expected loss. So with a defeatist mindset, no's can be crushing, but with the champion's mindset, they're not crushing, they're encouraging it. It feeds that positivity, it feeds that forwards progression. It's like, fantastic, I'm being told no. This must mean that I'm putting myself on the line, facing my fears, and asking the question. You don't get told no if you don't ask the question. And it's so much better to get told no from someone else than to actually reject yourself and give yourself the no. So much better for yourself to put yourself on the line and go for it. It's like if you was a boxer and let's say you lost the fight, but you were super brave and put up a valiant effort. That commands respect. So even if you lost that fight, you've still earned the respect of the people, because, and the opponent as well, because that's a champion's mindset on display in those moments. And it's all about the ego. If you can keep the ego at bay, the no's are so beneficial because they're also feedback. They're feedback on life. And of course, it can be challenging to interpret the reason why someone says no to you in the most correct way. And you can't read too much into any one particular no, because everyone's so different and there can be so many reasons, often entirely impersonal. Something else which comes to mind, which I've helped my clients out with, is to realize that if you get told no, and being told no triggers you, this is fantastic. Get excited about this, because right now you've got a chance to grow. If something triggers you and makes you afraid, it's going to continue to trigger you and make you afraid for the rest of your life until you completely handle it. So you might as well master the process of handling this fear now, because otherwise it's going to repeat on loop for the rest of your life anyway. So the only option is to say, brilliant, I've been triggered right now. This particular situation, this rejection, this turning down has made me feel this way. Great. Here's my chance to be a warrior and move forwards regardless. And when you can see yourself handling no's really, really, really well, it does something amazing for your mental health and resilience and your confidence, because people are afraid of being told no. People are afraid of being told no in any area of life, whether it's a job interview, whether you're selling and someone says, no, I'm not interested in working with you, whether it's romantic and you're saying, do you want to come for coffee with me? And the person says, no, that doesn't sound right to me. It's something which people are afraid of. They struggle to handle it. And this can stop people from taking action. But if you can master handling the no's, and you can master handling rejection, what do you have to fear? Very, very little. The levels of fear from that point onwards, much reduced. You can handle the no, so you don't need to protect yourself from the no. And when you stop protecting yourself from no's, you can go all out for the win, which increases your chances of succeeding. And this is applicable in the different areas of your life, including your career, as well as relationships. So being able to handle no's and not need to protect yourself actually makes you so much more confident. And of course, you want to get a balance of yeses as well as no's. I'm not saying that if it's just 100% no, that's a great thing. I mean, it's better to go out there and get no's than not go out there. It's better to be outside the comfort zone and putting yourself on the line than just staying at home in your room, playing video games, watching YouTube, but not actually taking action. But the thing is, you will need to take a lot of action. You'll need to grow and develop to get the yeses if you haven't had the yeses already. And it's cool to know that if you're getting a string of no's, there's often a big yes around the corner. This is something which really seems true for me in different areas of life. You're just readying yourself for the big yes, and you can view the string of no's as a test of character. If you can handle the no's, keep moving forwards, not fall into victimhood, self-pity, insecurity and all these traps, then a yes will follow. It may take longer than you're expecting, but it always follows. And something which I always take things back to is the evolutionary context in which we evolved. So we spent most of our time as humans basically hunter-gatherers. And it's relatively recent that we've existed in this modern world. So we're built to thrive in a hunter-gatherer context. That's how we're wired. And if you was a hunter-gatherer, you might go out there several days in a row, check the fishing nets, no fish. If you said, screw this, it's impossible, never going to win, and you just threw the fishing nets away, that's complete sabotage, and you would never get any fish. But if you just kept on going, you just didn't stop, you would eventually get some fish. So just keeping on going is really important, and we're wired to be able to handle no's and move forwards. This is success. And something which I've realized increasingly over the years is that when you act in a way which would equal success in the hunter-gatherer context, there's internal rewards. In other words, you feel really good about yourself. So when you just keep on going, no matter what, regardless of the no's, you realize that, holy crap, I feel so great right now. I feel $1 million right now. So in other words, something that I've realized, which is certainly appears to be true for me and appears to be true for people that I'm coaching, is that if you act in a way which would equate to thriving in a hunter-gatherer context, there's internal rewards, you feel good about yourself, and I think that is our human way. That's a human way of basically encouraging us to thrive in that context. So in other words, when you act in a way which would equal success in the hunter-gatherer context, you start to feel happier. And I think this is a program that exists within us humans that is encouraging us to thrive and keep on going. There's food out there if you just keep on grafting, keep on moving forwards. And in a way, this is no different. There's something that you're trying to achieve, and you're going out there and taking action, handling the times where you don't get the result you're intending to really, really well, and continuing to take more action and not be afraid of getting more no's and just ultimately really believing in yourself and trusting that you're going to succeed. So getting told no, it gives you that extra 10% motivation to push harder, train harder, move further forwards in your life. Keeps you sharp. You're not going to be that rusty person that isn't fight ready. You're going to be conditioned and ready to go. It also keeps you humble, keeps the ego at bay, and providing that you can handle the no and just keep moving forwards, you feel really, really good about yourself. You're no longer afraid of being told no, and then suddenly you're more confident, you're going for it more, and your chances of getting a yes continuously increase. Hope that you find this video helpful. If so, I would appreciate you hitting like and subscribing to the channel. And if you're interested in me personally coaching you, drop me an email and we can talk on Zoom. I always provide the first 2-hour taster session free so that you can see if I'm the right coach for you and if my style of coaching is working. And also I can check if you're a person who has good ethics, good intentions, and you're someone that I really believe I can coach and help out. Have a fantastic rest of your day.